Good morning, or good afternoon, or hello everybody who's hanging out with me today. How you all doing? My name is Mark Mandel, developer advocate for Google Cloud, working on games and other such fun things. Today we're gonna work on something fun and new that I haven't actually played with before, called Docker multi-stage builds. I've actually wanted to play with this for a really long time, and I haven't. So I thought today I would. Sounds like fun? Sounds like fun. All right, cool. Yeah, let me switch over to screencast so that I don't forget later on, which is something I do on a regular basis. Cool. So I have, I think, a really good example for this and something that I think will work really well. But let's kind of go through it. So I work on this project with Agones. It's for running multiplayer game servers. I have my cup of tea, most important as well. And I have an example that I use pretty much throughout the whole thing, which is an example which basically is a client. It's a server written in Go. All it does, if I look at main.go, is primarily you send it a duty packet with some text in it, and it spits it back at you. That's all it does. So if we have an actual look at, here we go. Run. There's a run write loop which sort of pops up here. It takes in the UDP packet that it gets sent. It actually does some stuff depending on what information comes through. And then finally, it just spits it back with an ACK saying like, hey, yeah, I got this thing. Cool. Yay, look at me. And we turn this into a Docker image, and then we use this for testing out Agones. It's got some integration in it with the Agones SDKs and some other bits and pieces. So there's a few libraries that this thing uses. So we see actually our import here. Not only do we use some standard libraries from Go, but we also have the Agones library and that kind of stuff as well. So that's interesting that it does it that way. Core, interesting. All right, anyway, that's fine. What does it use that for? Actually, now you've got me curious. JS Game Server Core SDK. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's fine. That's all fine. Cool. So there's a few things this thing uses, even though it's a relatively simple script. But also what I want to do is, what's the words I'm thinking of here? I want to make this into a multi-stage thing. So I have inside server, I have a Docker file. We build off Alpine 3.7. It's a pretty boring Docker file. I don't think it's anything special. We built from Alpine 7. We assume that there's a binary already in the bin folder, which we have here. And we copy that in, and then we stick it in a home directory, and we make sure that it has execute permissions, and then we set entry point, and that's it. So nothing too complicated. The only thing is, and I have a, unsurprisingly, if you've ever looked at anything I've ever done, there's a makefile. Builds a server and the client. I'm only going to care about the server. In fact, I'm thinking about deleting the client, to be absolutely honest with you, just because we don't use it. I wrote this client for just sending UDP packets in Go, and Netcat just does that. So we actually don't need it. So I have this thing, we build a server, like I do a static build because it's Alpine. And then we have a thing for tagging it, which is fine. We could keep all this. So, you know what? Let's do the work now. Let's actually have some fun. All right. So let's bring up a terminal real quick. Just thinking real quick. We're going to kill that one. All right. So we're going to call it feature, what did we call it? Simple, we'll call it multi-stage build. Just call it multi-stage. Let's create a thing. Let's create a thing. Cool. All right, sweet. So we're gonna do that, and I'm just gonna delete the client. I'm just gonna do that and delete that too. Yeah, use file system. That's fine. Oh, it's not gonna like me doing that because that's owned. Never mind. Bear with me. Let's go to SimpleDP. Let's try that. Cool. Lovely. That's gone. And then I'm going to take... Ooh, this should be fun. That's fun. All right, cool. We might have to tidy some of this up later. But I actually just want to... I'm just going to... Oop. I'll take that there. Cool. I'm just cleaning stuff up. All right. And then we're going to take that and we're going to drop that in here. Do that. Skip. Oh, it's going to look for usages. Oh, no, it's fine. There we go. All right, cool. That readme, we can now go away. All right, so that's actually much better. That's our first step. Okay. So now we're tidied up in the way that I want it to be. And what I want to do is have a multi-stage Docker build. So in theory, if I understand this tech correct, and I'm not sure if I do yet, because I have to go have a look, I can stick a thing in here that says, hey, generate the Go code, I guess. Compile the Go in one stage, create a binary that we can use, and then spit that into here. I think that's how that works. But we're going to go have a look. What I'm going to do actually first is commit what I just did, just so I can roll back if need be. So let's remove Go client from simple UDP because we don't use it. We never use it. Cool. All right, so I'm just going to do what I would normally do, multi-stage Docker build. Using multi-stage builds. Excellent. All right, so let's see how these things work, because I actually have no idea. All right, so we need multi-stage builds, blah, 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 blah. Image size, I don't really care. Actually, that's perfect. That's what I want. So I think the interesting thing that's going to be fun here is that I have multiple libraries that are in different kind of spots. So we'll see how we go. And how that's going to work. That's actually, I think, going to be the tricky bit. Here's an example of a dockerfile.build and dockerfile which adhere to the builder pattern above. Okay, so from Golang, you create the thing, copy app.go, blah, 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 run it, and you're good to go. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, so we did. Okay, fine. Using multi-stage builds. Okay, multi-stage builds use multiple from statements in your Docker file. Each from instruction can use a different base, and each of them begins a new stage of the build. You can selectively copy artifacts from one stage to another, leaving behind everything you don't want in the final image. To show how this works, let's do Docker file in the previous one, which is actually what I want. Now, what I find interesting is how... Okay, so we can copy stuff in. All right, so this should be interesting. I think the thing that's going to trip us up a bit here, which is going to be fun. So, Mark, what we're doing here is actually we're not grouping Docker files together. What we're doing is we're using a multi-stage Docker build to compile the code and then create the image from the compile code, if that makes sense. So you might, I've actually done similar things. In fact, we do similar things inside Agones where we'll have a builder pattern where we'll have a Docker image that creates the artifacts and then we copy the artifacts into a different thing. We can technically do this in like one Docker container. So if you see here, for example, what we've done is they've gone from Golang. So we've got Golang, they set up the stuff, they copy in the file that needs to happen, they execute the actual compilation. And then from here, this is the actual Docker image that actually gets run because we have two from statements. Yeah, so the first bit does the compilation, creates the binary that's needed, and then copies from 0, which is interesting. We'll have to have a look at how that works. I'm not sure how that works yet, but copies in the artifact from what we had before, if I understand correctly, and then pulls that in. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to try and do. So this is going to be interesting. All right, so and there's some other things you can name your build stages. Oh, nice, as builder. Okay, cool. So you can copy from builder. That seems cool. Stop at a specific build stage. All right. That's all cool. So, all right. So the first thing I need is the hub.docker.com. Start with that, and we want the Golang image. Cool. So, okay. So, I'm gonna actually just hash this out. No. There we go. I'm gonna just, yeah, so here, I'm just gonna hash this out for now. Actually, I'm just gonna keep that. In fact, I'm gonna keep the bits that just don't really do anything yet, because I'm not quite sure if this is gonna compile and how it goes. Whoops, from Golang. I want a specific version, please. What are we at, 1.10 right now? I think so, yeah. 1.10 stretch, which I don't really care. 1.10. Is there just a flat out 1.10? 1.10. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, cool. So we're just going to do, yeah, 1.10.3. Yep. 1.10.3. Now, this is going to fail, but let's just do it. Let's just do it anyway. Workdir, simple UDP. Actually, this should be interesting. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. I actually don't really care where this goes. Go source. What is this called? Simple UDP, because there's actually not a lot to it. Simple UDP. So this is telling it where we want it to just do stuff. And I'm kind of copying what we had here before too. I don't want to go get anything, although I will want to mount stuff, but we'll see how we go. Then let's copy main.go to here. And I actually have a command that I like to use. So where are we? Build server. I need the binary. So you use build. There's some stuff in here. Okay, so that's not going to work necessarily the same way, but that's okay. Run, go build, go. Actually, how do they do it? They go, where are we? Go build -o, and they just call it app. Oh, that's not unreasonable. Just call it server. Still suffix package. And if I look at that, I can never remember exactly what these things do. Oops. I think they just, yeah, they go to O app. Okay, got it. And I just want go source simple UDP. I'm not a fan of just using dot if I can avoid it. Oh, actually, you know what? Make it a dot. Now, I feel like this is going to fail because there's a bunch of libraries this uses, but we'll get somewhere. We'll see how we go. All right. So in theory, this is the build, and this is the final image. That's how I believe this works. So there's that. Okay, so how do I just Docker build it with a tag? Okay, that seems like pretty straightforward. So if I go to my make file, let's actually make this the build. So I don't have any of this stuff anymore. Docker build, project path server. Actually, it's just the project path. It's just here. Cool, and I give it a tag. I'm just going to keep this in case I need it again for any reason. Delete all that. Okay, we can also clean up some nice stuff. All right, cool. Neat. Yeah, I could write a file and just see if it's the final image mark, but that's boring. Let's try and do the complicated thing first. It's more fun. Makes it more entertaining for everyone who's watching. All right, that's better. Okay, I like make files. They make my life easy. Oh, I'm here? Okay, that's fine. All right, cd example simple udp. Cool. We say make build. All right, so it's going to pull down that image. Cool. Apparently I haven't got it, so let's grab that. That's a good thing. Good chance to have a cup of tea. Mark, no, it's a good idea. Yeah, if we were just like, hey, how does this thing work? That's great. But I want to, let's see if we can just make the thing happen. And I also want to see how it fails. I know that I'm very, very sure this is going to fail. I want to see how it fails. I'm actually quite curious. It may fail wonderfully. I don't think it's going to work, but come on. Oh my God, so slow. What's going on there? I probably should have downloaded this in the background while I was doing other things. Here we go. Come on, internet. I believe in you. You can do it. Yeah, that all looks fine. Okay, so that is actually building. Okay. All right, that's building. That's doing stuff. Here we go. Download complete. Extracting. Beautiful. Okay. New image. Run. Boom. Okay, so it's doing exactly what I thought it would do, which is good. This is actually exactly what I wanted. So we're running. See enabled. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. And then it's like, okay, can't find the package Agones dev SDK because it's not there. That's fine. And it can't find that stuff too. So this is going to be interesting because as far as I'm aware, the only things you can copy into a Docker build are the things that are below that package, like below that folder, I mean. So like you add stuff inside the folder. But because we've all been in the same place, this is usually fine. Interesting. And so what I ideally want to be able to do is actually move stuff not into here. I could do stuff in my makefile. I can't mount during a Docker build, can I? That's like mounting during Docker build. I don't think you can. Nope, don't care about that. Multi-stage build. Stop a specific external image. I like this whole naming thing. That's kind of neat. But what I need to be able to do... Interesting. And if I remember correctly, Docker copy from parent directory, I think is pretty much a no-go. I'm pretty sure that it just goes, nope. You can build the Docker file from the parent directory. Oh, interesting. Not anymore. -F was deprecated. I can't find where the docs where it says it's deprecated. Okay. It doesn't appear to be deprecated. Practically, if you want to add copy local content, it must be located on the same root path as the Docker file from the documentation. The source file must be the inside context of the build. You cannot add ... something because the first step of the Docker build is in the context directly. There's now an option -F to set the path to your Docker file. It can be used to archive what you want. Maybe, okay, so maybe I can go up in like my makefile or something. Yeah, the build context. Cool. All right, so neat. Okay, traditionally Docker file is called Docker file and located in the root of the context. You can use the -F flag with Docker build to point to a Docker file anywhere in your file system. You can specify a repository and tag it which to say the new image of build succeeds. Oh, neat. Okay. Daemon runs the instructions in the Docker file. Okay. All right. So let's see if I can just move this then. So I know, so because I'm running a makefile, which is nice, I know the project path and I can kind of traverse up. Like I have this as a thing that I can do. So the project path of this project, my package is actually not required anymore. Why don't we call it Agones path? I don't know. What do I call it? Actually, that's a good question. If I come in here to build, what do I call this and other things? Agones package, mount path. Do whatever I want. Okay, so we'll call it root path. Actually, I like that better. And that is basically, I've done this before. Come in here for a sec. Here we go, real path. Thank you. Make files for the win. All right, root path equals real path, which is the project path. So that's going to take us up to examples, and then I want to go up one from there. Cool. Whee. All right. So cd $root path and docker build -f. Now let's actually make sure that that's true. Docker build help. Just help. There we go. -f file, name of the Docker file. Defaults to path Docker file. Okay. Is there anything in that that has like context? Nope. Okay. Nope, that is just pointing to a Docker file somewhere else. Okay, so let's see if this works. So I've got the project path. So in theory, that should just work. Let's have a look. Make build. Hates me. Okay, what did I do? I cd down to, you can't see me pointing at the screen. I cd down to the Agones directory, which is actually where I want to be. And then I said docker build, blah, 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 Agones dev, example, simple UDP. Docker build requires exactly one argument. Did I do something wrong? What did I do? Docker build options path. What have I done? D docker build -t-f dot. Right. So I still actually need the dot at the end. All right. It's just the path. Yeah, okay. So if I go make build now, there's a big context that goes up. This is unsurprising now, but okay. Wow, that is why is that so big? Did not like me. Simple UDP is a directory. Okay, so we're getting somewhere at least. Out of curiosity, there's like why is there 1.8 gig in here? Where is that being stored? All right, so we probably want like a .docker ignore, I would think, in here somewhere. We can actually find this out just real quick. .ash steps equals 1. Where are we? What is making that so big? In the build directory, there is 888 megabytes of stuff, and there's a bunch of stuff in release. Okay, so I can actually trash release. That's easy. That's a quick win. There's a bunch of stuff in command. Oh, you know what it probably is. Find -name star.zip. So we'll get rid of that. Let's try that. Wow, there's a bunch of stuff. Stuff in build. Temp maybe? No. I don't know what's in here. Oh, there is that. There is the index. Pfft. That's funny. Okay. All right, but this is looking at least a little bit better. I'm willing to bet here. I'm just gonna. That dot index is actually fine. There. Now it'll get rid of that. All right. Let's try that now. That's looking a lot better. Okay, that was actually the index file for a bunch of stuff, essentially. Okay. I'm trying to decide actually whether this is worth the effort, but that's okay. Yeah. So, all right, so let me just double check something. Build t-f dockerfile dot. Why does that fail? Okay. Sending build context did that. Error response from daemon. Unexpected error. Reading Docker file. Read simple UDP as a directory. So I guess it needs to be Docker file. Try that. Oops. Sending build context, which is still a fairly large build context, but that's better. Okay. Okay. Main.go, no such file or directory. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Because, oh, of course, because we moved the context. The context is no longer where we thought it was. Which is fine. We can, that is okay. So we want to copy examples, simple UDP, main.go. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, let's try that now. Sending build context. I think we can probably kill that down. Okay, but that's what we want. That's all right. So now we're getting the same error as we were before. I tell you what, let's flip that around so we can read that a bit better. Can't find package, but now we can mount these packages. So I think we're doing well. So what we also want is to copy to go source. Where do we want this? What's the canonical path for this package? I have this somewhere. Bear with me. DocDocGo, thank you. Import Agones dev Agones. Copy to go source Agones dev Agones. No, sorry. Copy dot. Oh, actually, I should say. What do I want? Actually, what do I need? So I need package. I don't feel like copying everything. And SDKs. There's probably, there's going to be other stuff I'm going to need. Yeah, let's do SDKs and vendor. No, I'll tell you what, actually, let's just copy everything and then we can make sure it works. And then we can always trim it down from there. That seems to make a good amount of sense. Let's try that. Because we're sending up the context anyway. Yeah, that's going to take some time. This is better, I guess. So I could have done this as multi-step. Rather than like actually having a separate build image. But that works. This is, in some ways, this is simpler. Okay, so that works. Do I care about that long build step? You know what? Not really. It's fine. So we copy in, okay, so copy in all the Agones libraries. And it's probably a bit more future-proof as well. So we're just going to copy in everything. I think that's fine. Awesome. What I want to do now... Okay, so in theory, the rest of this should actually be really straightforward. What I do want to do, which I quite liked what I saw here in multi-stage builds. Here we go. Name your multi-stage builds. I thought this was neat. Because when we saw this before, it was like copy from 0, and I don't like magic numbers. Magic numbers freak me out a little. That doesn't make me a happy camper. And so let's not do that. So let's name our builders. So we can do as builder, which I actually really like as well. So we can do that as builder. And then let's take that out. And okay, so what we need to do is copy this file here into our new image. All right. So we're still using Alpine thing. All right, so here. So we want, whoops, wrong one. From builder. Copy from builder. Where did we put it? We put it in go source simple UDP. Simple UDP to server from there. And we're going to create it. Actually, so one thing I will also do as well. Let's make sure I don't have the existing server just lying around. Let's get rid of those right now, just to be on the same side. So I'm not changing the tag because the content doesn't actually change, but I'm just changing how it builds. All right. So that gets rid of those. Let's make sure that that's... Yep, sweet. All right, sweet. They're gone. Nice. All right. They're gone. Okay, so that looks like... Okay, so boom. I think that's fine. That's some nice, just copy from builder, run that, user server entry point. So that looks like that should work. All right, let's give it a shot. Sending context to Docker daemon. I really feel like I need a Docker ignore, maybe. Boom, running cgo enabled, lovely. Sweet, so it's actually making the thing, copying it in, successfully built. That seems kind of neat. Okay, so since we have that, let's test and see if it works. We can take advantage of, where are we? Command server. Yep, perfect. We can take advantage of the fact that we have a local version of the SDK client that we can take advantage of to make sure that this works, and then we can just run the Docker image locally. So let's see. Okay, so SDK server, Linux local. All right, this is just part of Agones. So when the game server spins up, there's an SDK that it connects to, and we have some tooling for local development. And so this is that, so we can run this in a local mode and see if it connects. So we can Docker run network equals host, because I'm running this on localhost. I could do fancy networking stuff, but this is just easy. Where are we? Simple UDP. Where are we? UDP server? Yeah, UDP server is what I called it. All right, and 0.3. Should be two of them. There should be only one of them. Oh, you know what? Just to be very, Docker images, grep, UDP. There's that one. Okay. Okay, so UDP server, I made it about a minute ago. Okay, perfect. Oh, and it's tiny. Oh, look at that. That's actually really interesting. That's unexpected, but interesting. So just for interest sake, so this UDP2, like that's the old version that I created 4 weeks ago. That's about 30 megabytes. But the version that I've made here with a multi-stage build is only 4.2, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. We might have to have a look at that. I'm actually not curious about why that is. I have a feeling there was something about small. Yeah. I don't know why that is. But that's a positive. I will take that. Anyway, so I was running that before. Sorry. Host network. Sorry, network equals host. UDP server 0.3, and if I run it, permission denied. That was unexpected. Okay, well, let's have a poke around in there. Let's run that with an entry point of #t. We'll also grab the RM as well. Oops. What am I doing? Entry points equals, what is it, bin sh, I think, off the top of my head. There we go. Okay, so what did we do? We copied the file into server. Now we did create a cgo version of this. So let's have a look. cd home server. It is there. Permission is denied. It is owned by server. Now, could just be a bad file. Okay, interesting. Chmod plus x server. Let's see if that's line. Syntax error, unexpected new line. I wonder if there was something weird in where are we? So I own it and then I chmod it. That looks fine. I mean, that looks like a... That looks fine. So one weird thing with like doing this is that I actually don't have the file itself, so I can't test if it's run locally. So here's an interesting thing. I wonder if... Okay, so I'm in the work door of Go UDP. That's fine. I copy in my main.go. It compiles. It should be a static compilation because I'm running Alpine. And I'm going to assume that that's fine. Actually, I don't know if that's fine. I've had issues with these before. I don't care about these files. Here we go. And I don't care about that file. Let me just double check and see if I fudged up something, essentially. Make file, here we go. Go enable, go build, project path, server bin, -a, What do I normally have? That's a, install suffix, go. Package server. Yeah, something doesn't feel right. Oh, this directory is usually what it is. I'm going to do something like that. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but I'm actually not sure. I'll tell you what, I'll do this as well. This is where things get fun. So I'm going to copy the file out and see whether or not I mess that up. Let's just make a temp directory. Make dir temp file. What do we want to call this? Multi. And see whether I actually statically did it or not. So I did that, and then so we'll mount -v temp multi into temp multi. Cool. Multi, cool. I can't cd into multi. Why not? Why not? It's a file? No, it's directory. What? Oh, I'm server. So here's some other fun things we can test. User should be root. There we go. So this is also fun. So you have server. Okay, so that's weird. Copy server into temp multi. Cool. Let's fry that, create a new one. So if I want to run server, that seems really weird. Like, what is that? That doesn't seem like a binary, does it? Am I going crazy? If I look at, yeah, if I look at this, right? Like if I look at the head of SDK server, Linux, MD64, it looks like gobbledygook, essentially. Yeah. So I feel like I've done something silly with my compilation somehow. Or the file that I've spat out is just bad. Line, yeah, like I think I think I've done something dumb. I think I've just done something dumb and I don't know what I did. All right. Build -O project path server. That seems reasonable. I'm pretty sure go build. Actually, if I come over here for a sec, where I have go tooling. There we go. Go build -O is output. Okay, cool. Go build -O and it's just server to local. Cool. And then go build -O because that's the thing I used before. Install suffix, go, and then the package go source simple UDP. All right, let's run this again just for giggles. All right. There is something weird that wasn't a problem before. Cannot load package. Interesting. Why not? Oh, it's just the package name. It's just the package name. It's not the full name, so it's just the package name. It's not the path. It's cannot import. Yeah. There we go. Copy in the file. Copy in all of Agones, like all of it. Right. Seco enabled to 0. Maybe Seco isn't enabled. Actually, here's an interesting question. All right, so I'm gonna just try it again. I have another idea. Docker run rm. I don't care about that or that. All right. Let's just give that a shot. Permission denied. Okay. Let's put myself back in cd home server. Run it. Yes, text error. Okay. Docker images grep Golang. So that's a really big Golang image. I'm going to assume that's probably Debian. Docker run rm-it Golang. Uh, 1.10.3 bash, right? Like, yeah, so LSP release. Cat, etc. Hosts, no issue. Just want to know what it is. Am I going crazy? Etc. I just want to know what sort of thing, what image is this? I'm going to assume it's Debian. There we go, cat Debian version, thank you. Okay, so, all right, so it's Debian, sweet. All right. Let's see if there's any issues with Golang, Seco, Docker Hub, Docker multi-stage. Let's try that. Ooh, multi-stage build complete guide. I feel like I've done something wrong. Golang apps. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Do you use Seco? Alright, Golang 1.9, blah, blah, blah. Seco enable, Goose Linux. And app dot. Like, he does exactly what I freaking do. Why? Why is it not working for me? All right, so that's his command. All right, that's not terrible. We'll do that too. go build install suffix -o. I want to call it server because I like calling it server. Everything else looks the same. All right. Chmod. I need to make sure that chmod. Help. I need to give +x to a specific user. Chmod option. Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't give it to a particular user. So root reference. Feel like this is, yeah, chmod specific user. Like, yeah, something like that, right? Chmod username. Yeah, so I did that. Who owned it? If you run, then the user folder. Oh, then I just owner, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, that seems that's weird that it won't let me execute it actually. So I tell it that everything inside there. Go source simple UDP server. So I'm inside go source simple UDP. I copy everything into go source there. Okay, the user, I copy server into the server home directory. I chown everything and make the owner have access to being able to execute it. User port server, and then, I'm actually confused. That's all right. Let's make build again. I've done something. Done something silly. What have I done? Okay, and so we're running that. Maybe because we're specifying the version. I assumed Linux would do Linux anyway, but that's fine. Docker run. Docker run. Let's try that. Server. That's fun. What on earth? All right, I wonder if that's something we can find. What have I done? I've done something very strange, and I don't know what it is. Okay. I'm actually genuinely confused. All right, let's change its name to something else. Because it is copying something across. Everyone seems to like the name app. I don't particularly like the name app, but let's make it app. Do something like that. Up. Up. App. For argument's sake. Hey, Mark, thanks to know that I'm not alone. I've done something silly. It'll be one of those things that I'll finally see it and I'll be like, oh my god, that was so stupid. Okay, so I'm copying that in. Entry point is app. All right, so docker run. I'll just keep doing it from here because it's just easier. cd home server. Yep, and I call it app, and I have exactly the same issue. Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna start. What have I done? I'll tell you what. Let's actually do some of this stuff then. Let's just see what's in there. Make sure everything is what it should be. I've done something stupid. Okay, so we just have main.go. All right, so that's right. And let's make sure we should be in the right spot. So we do that, and then we run ls. And let's just try running it. Like, it's gonna fail because of for a lot of reasons, but that will, like, it'll break things because it'll try and connect to stuff and then just fail. But I kind of just want to see if the actual thing that we built was gonna run, and if it'll run inside the container that it's already being built. I feel like I've done something stupid. Cool. Yeah, no, doesn't work. All right, let's get less complicated with it. Let's take this and we'll do a standard go build. Right, let's just build the thing. And we'll call it just simple UDP, because that's the name of the package. Let's see if the thing just builds. It should, I mean, this should just fail. Right. Go build. What the hell? What on earth have I done? All right. Let me actually put it here for a sec. What have I done? I've done something really weird. Okay, so actually here we go. So like command. So I do use the builder pattern a lot. And so like SK server, for example. Okay, so that's just a straight up main.go. I am exceptionally confused. Go build syntax error. Yeah. Error new line expected. Yeah, what have I done here? Yeah. Somebody's got it. App package is the following, and then run next command to go. Produce next works fine. One time the following command second command application could build. Nope. Oh. Yeah. Why is that? Oh my god, I know what it is. When I moved this, IntelliJ refactored it. This should be package main. Excuse me while I die. I knew it was going to be something small. So yeah, I moved everything into simple UDP. IntelliJ has a habit of renaming stuff when you do that, which I should have realized because that's what it does. It refactors things. So now I'm actually just going to put this back the way it was. We'll leave it as app for the moment. I'm going to change. I will change it back, but I feel like this is actually going to work. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Yep. 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 I am silly. So just so that you see exactly what happened there before. So in main.go, this should be package main because it actually has a main. Like that's the thing it needs to do. Otherwise, bad things happen. And yeah, IntelliJ had rewritten this to make that simple underscore UDP, and I didn't pick it up when I moved it because I'm stupid. And so, sorry, Docker run. There we go. Actually, I'm just gonna go network. Yeah, let's do that. And that works. Now it works just fine. And we can actually see it creating stuff and running stuff. There we go. Oh my god. All right, so that was a fun thing, but we worked it out. So yeah, that all works, which is kind of cool. So now we have a multi-stage build. Here's an interesting question though. Oh, actually, I can kill this because if I kill this, that'll go. Docker. Whoops. Docker images grep, not Golang, UDP. Okay, so we don't have a smaller image. It's still 30 megabytes. That was a red herring, and I'm willing to bet that's because it wasn't actually building a thing that actually had a binary in it that actually did stuff. But this is a much nicer build system. We're gonna need probably to put in some stuff, but to make that easy. But yeah, that works quite nicely, and that's much cleaner, actually. That works super nice. I probably need to build a Docker image and tag it. Yep, that's fine. All right, so we can kill this. And in fact, what I also have is to edit your first game server in Go. I can actually change that now. Because in docs, we have a section called, where is it? Edit. Edit your first game server. Modify. I actually don't need to do any of this now. And you actually can, I can make this a lot simpler. Modify the main Go code. That's fine. Yeah, we actually don't need to. I can now tidy this up and make it so that you don't need anything other than Docker installed, which I like it a lot. Cool. We got there. And it's 10 o'clock, which means we're at the hour, which is super good. That was actually a really good time to finish that off. So let's have just a quick look. So what do we do? So now we have this build system. So we go from Golang. That's our workdir simple UDP, which is pretty awesome. We copy in our main.go, we copy in Agones itself, right? And we power that. We can do that because we set the context initially. We do a static compilation step with Sego, which works really nice. And then we push it all into our final image, just like pretty much like we did before. I am going to change app to server. App to server. I'm going to exclude that one. Nope, I do want that one. I want that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Control K to, nope, exclude, and that one. Yes, I want to replace that one. All right, cool. We'll make that work again. But cool. So, and then we make this server binary, and then we copy this in from our builder image, step that through, set some permissions on it, and boom, we are good to go. Now my dog wants some attention. Awesome. I think that worked out. And so yeah, that was fun. So the two big tricks that we had to do because we had the other libraries that we cared about was actually setting the initial like root path. So basically I'll come in here at my root path here. I run docker build from that directory and then specify the Docker file I want specifically. And then that means I can actually push in stuff from below. I can pull in this whole Agones package, which is pretty good. The other fun thing, just make sure when you're running, like you're creating binaries, make sure your package is called main and not something else in Go, because otherwise apparently Go complains, and not in a nice way. All right, awesome. I'm going to stop here. It's been great hanging out with you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as well. As per usual, right? Next week I will also be doing a stream, regular on Tuesday. That's all set up and ready to go. It should be fine. Don't know. I have to have a look at my calendar to see if I'm going to try and get an extra one this week. I say that every week, so maybe one week I'll actually do it. Follow me on Twitter @Neurotic. Follow me here on Twitch as well. That's usually the good stuff. If you want to review any of this stuff, I will throw it up on the YouTube as well. Mark S. Mandel is my YouTube thing. All the links are below Twitch as well. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate you taking the time. Hopefully you learned some cool stuff. We made it work, so yay. And chat to you all at the very least next week. Catch you all later.